everybody, it's Lori Bradley and I'm here in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm running a little behind today. I spent a little more time cleaning up my breakfast dishes than I should have, and then I had to shower because, well, anyway. And I have a weird eye issue, so I'm leaving my glasses on so you can't fully see those. But we are here today to make 3 cards. We're going to make 3 cards using the With You in Mind stamp set. And I'm going to pair those with a couple of different designer series papers and the some of the freebies from Bration, so you can get a full picture of this awesome all occasion stamp set. It's a $1 million seller stamp set, so a lady named Julie Davison inspired this one and designed it when she earned her $1 million. So let's get going. We have 3 different cards. We're going to do a thanking of you, a happy birthday, and a thank you. So let's do it. It is Celebration. This isn't a Celebration set. It's a regular, mini catalog set that is in the January to April mini catalog. And it's, like I said, all occasion. There's happy birthday, there's cupcakes, there's flowers, best wishes. It could be a wedding card if you wanted it to. It could be a retirement card. A thank you, a thanking of you, and then a leaf that you could use with the flower, or hearts, or stars. Stars would be great for happy birthday or thank you, any of those things. So our first card is going to be let's go with the thank you card first. This one was inspired by Mary Fish. Hers was a little bit different. I changed it a little bit. In our world, that's called casing, copy, and selectively edit. And I'm using the Fruit Salad designer series paper. This is a Celebration item, and you can get this in the United States free with a $60 purchase. And at first I thought, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with fruit? And I immediately think of when I think fruit salad, I automatically think of the Wiggles, and that's probably because my kids are at that age that my nephew particularly watched the Wiggles. So if you have teenagers or early 20s, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So fruit salad, yummy, yummy, is exactly what I think of. So I'm going to show you these little patterns. And so when you think of fruit, you automatically think sweet, right? And so I thought that'd be perfect. Cantaloupe, I think that's a fun one. I automatically think, sweet, so thank you. It goes perfect with a thank you. So that looks like the orange juice. This one on the back is actually the close-up of the orange with the sections, which I thought was kind of cool. And pineapples. Pineapples always mean welcome. So that if you got someone new in your neighborhood, and there's the pineapple rings and chunks. And then this one is the watermelon. And it looks like the rind on one side and the inside with the red and the seeds. Let's see. For my sample, I used this one, and it's just all the different fruits with a Coastal Cabana background. And then, there's another one. I almost missed one. Pears. Pears are a fun fruit. Actually pretty popular also in crafting things. And then last but not least, there's a pomegranate. I don't know what I'm going to do with a pomegranate, but we will see. It has nice polka dots on the back as well. So for my sample, I used that particular design pattern of the paper. I'm going to change it up for my actual card. And I'm going to start with, again, a yellow Daffodil Delight card base. Get that folded. And I have cut a different piece of the designer series paper this time. This time I'm using the one with the white background. My pieces. Oh, there it is. And then I'm going to flip this one. So we just have the pattern in the background, and then we're going to use the fruit as the focal point. So I'm going to go ahead and put my green, it's garden green in case you're wondering, the green that's in the paper. I'm going to go ahead and put that on our card front. Use my liquid glue. Took a minute to come out of there. And I'm just going to put that right on the front, and that's going to be our panel. And I did that at 3 3/4 by 5. So just the green pattern. Now this piece is going to go right here, but I'm going to wrap a ribbon around it. And so designer series paper is not super strong. So to strengthen that, I actually cut a piece of white the same size, and that's 3 1/4 by 4 1/2, I believe. I'm gonna flip my ruler over here. Yeah, 4 1/2. All right, so I'm gonna put that onto that piece so that it's stronger when I wrap the ribbon around, and so my designer series paper doesn't rip, because I'm gonna put that up on dimensionals. So Celebration is the best time of the Stampin' Up year. Actually, this month is probably my favorite Stampin' Up time because of all the fun stuff that goes on right now. There's a brand new mini catalog. If you don't have one of those, please let me know. We'll get one to you. There's Celebration that lasts now through February 28th. There's a brand new scrapbooking brochure that started, and that's online only. So if you are an online shopper, be sure to check out the new scrapbooking supplies, which are in that catalog. They're super cool, and there's some that coordinate with the bee. I don't remember the bee. Meant to Be, I think, was the name of the bundle last year with the bee punch. There's some things that coordinate with that, so be sure to check all of that out. All right, so I have this put together on my piece, and on my first sample I just used the Daffodil 1/8 inch ribbon. I'm going to switch it up on this one. I'm going to use a piece of the Garden Green natural tone linen thread. This is a carryover. It's still in the online store from the fall catalog. So I'm just going to wrap it around and tape it on the back. We can tie a bow, or we could not tie a bow. We'll see what happens. Just going to wrap it. Tape it so that it's held in place, and then I'm just going to wrap it around a couple of times so you can see that. Let's do it 3, and then we won't put a bow on it. Got it pulled taut. I'm going to go ahead and tape it down. Just with regular tape. You could also use adhesive, but I just prefer to use Scotch tape. All right, so we've got that. Now, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put that on dimensionals and get that attached to my card front, because I like to keep everything where I know where it is. So we're going to just put dimensionals on the back of this, and part of the reason for that is so that it doesn't pull off with the twine on the back. It's a little struggle sometimes to use just regular adhesive. Sometimes those things don't stay. We finally took down our Christmas decorations over the weekend, which makes me super sad. It's the worst day of the whole year. But now I have room in my front living room by the window again, so that actually kind of makes me happy. So we're back facing the sunshine. There's lots of snow here in St. Louis. If you don't live in St. Louis, you might not have snow. But I'm kind of ready for it to be gone. The streets are mostly clear. Our driveway's finally starting to clear. But I'm ready. I'm ready for warmth. The older I get, the worse it is. All right, so we have our fruit, which is warm weather tropical stuff, right? And then I'm going to stamp thank you. This one's going to be a quick thank you card. And we're going to just stamp it. I'm going to go here, so I have plenty of room. All right, so we've got our thank you. And then we're going to use the Heartfelt Hexagon Punch. Super versatile for many different sentiments, and it fits right in there. Quick punch. And then we're going to pop that up on dimensionals also to go over our twine. A little bit off center, just like that. And then I was looking for, and we actually have some garden green embellishments, so I'm going to use those as well. This one's it's called the Transparent Adhesive Back Dots. Those are in the annual catalog. Just gonna take your pick tool. We'll put a few of those on there as well. Let's see. Oh man, I always have trouble deciding where I'm gonna put my gems. And there we go. Got a cute little thank you card. If you wanted to, you could put a strip of the paper on the inside, but for right now, we're gonna go with that. So it's very similar, just a different color scheme and a different different embellishment. This one I used the iridescent foil gems. This one we use the transparent dots. All right, so there is card number 1. Get those pieces out of here. All right, so number 2 is a thinking of you card. We did thank you. This one I didn't put any big embellishments on, but I'm going to on for my sample I didn't, but I'm going to put that on the other one, because this one I was like, sometimes you need a more masculine thinking of you card if you know someone who's sick or that kind of thing. So this one I left pretty plain, but after I got that done, then I cut, I'm going to show you these really quick. I cut some flowers and leaves from the Linked Together bundle. It's what I'm using for my card club this month, so it was on the desk. So I'm gonna leave those there. I cut those in Boho blue, Calypso coral, white, and then the leaves are navy. All right, so I'm gonna start with my Boho blue panel. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to stamp thinking of you on there. And I'm gonna just angle that. It doesn't really matter where you angle it, and I'll show you why. Because we can put that designer series paper, when I made my sample, I actually put the designer series paper on first, which was my mistake. Actually, I was gonna put this on, the thinking of you on a pop-up, and then I thought, nope, we're gonna make this one a little bit more simple. So I'm gonna put that, I'm gonna stamp thinking of you right across the corner. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way or direction. Well, hi Judy, thanks for joining me today. Now, do you winter in the United States or are you in Canada still? I can't remember if you're a snowbird. All right, we have our thinking of you. Now, I've got my Plaid designer series paper. This is one of the designer series paper, the Timeless Plaid. It is in the, hey Jennifer, in the Storybook Friends suite. It goes with the little rabbits that look like they're little storybook characters, and there are 12 different plaid patterns. And there's one on one side, oop, that's the back of the package. And then there's a little bit different on each of the backs. So there's checks, there's gingham, and of course I picked 2 of the same. What in the world? All right, so you get the idea. Now, I've cut, and my phone tried to ring. Sorry about that. All right, so I've got the coral, Calypso coral, and Boho blue plaid, and then on the back is the Boho blue and white gingham. So I'm going to cut with my trimmer. I'm just going to cut a 1-inch strip of the cool, like I want the big plaid first. So I'm going to cut a 1-inch strip, and that's just off the side. And then I'm going to cut a 1/2-inch strip, or 2 1/2-inch strips actually. So I haven't used even a whole sheet of the 6x6 to make 2 cards. All right, so I've got my strips. This is just extra. I'm going to put that back in my package. All right, Pam, you're not late. You've got plenty of time. We're here. We're here. Oh, Judy, Florida. Oh, I wish I was in Florida right now. I gotta tell you. All right, so I'm gonna put my Boho blue and white gingham across right above my sentiment. I'm just gonna build from there. And you can either put some glue, makes me nervous, put some glue on your designer series paper strip, and to line it up, I'm just gonna start just like that. I didn't go far enough, but now I know where it is, so I can actually put a little more glue there. Okay, now we're going to leave that strip hanging off the side. Now, my next strip is going to be the plaid, and I'm going to do the same thing with that. I'm going to leave just a little bit of space in between right there so that I have the boho blue shows through. But since I know kind of where it's going to be, I'm just going to put my glue on the boho blue on the panel so that and I'm going to move it close to the edge so that I have, well, there's probably not enough to save, but if I had a longer strip, if it was a 12 by 12 strip, we could put it there. All right, then I'm going to flip this one over and do the same thing. Again, leave just a little bit of boho blue in the middle. This way my strip will stick all the way down. And just try to leave the same amount, the same space in between. And I'm just going to eyeball it. Okay. Then I'm going to flip it over, and you could do this one of two ways. You could take your paper snips, which I'm going to do, and just go right along the edge of your panel. This one I went on the corner, so I've got to go two directions with that guy. You could also put this in your paper trimmer, flip it upside down, and do the same thing. Let's get rid of our pieces. All right, so then I have a white panel that I'm going to put this on. It's kind of a small border around the outside, and this will give us a little bit of dimension between the boho blue panel and the boho blue card base. This idea came from a demonstrator named Melissa Faust. Hers was a little different, and I again changed things to go with what I was making, or what I wanted to do. All right. And for this one, I think I'm going to put my card, I'm not going to do it flat. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my panel on dimensionals. I don't have any big dimensionals on my table, so I'm just going to cut these to make them bigger so you don't have to watch me do dimensionals. The tiny ones anyway. All right, so celebration. Let's go back to that. There are so many choices. If you have a favorite one, what's your favorite celebration item? Let me know. If there's something that you'd like to see. Every week, I plan to show a different bundle, stamp set, or suite from the mini catalog, but I also am going to try to go live a little bit with just some celebration items so that you can see those on their own. I don't have anything celebration on this one, but I've got the plaid paper from the storybook suite, and then the flowers. So this one, all right, so there's our first one, and I'm going to show you the inside really quick because I forgot to show you. I just took a little bit of my extra strips and I put those on a white panel on the inside. So again, I could use that as a masculine thinking of you, but this one I'm going to kick it up just a little bit. I'm going to put a couple of leaves, just a couple of drops of glue. Wish me luck that I don't get this all over my fingers because, you all know how this operates. One of the things that I think would be helpful here, actually, let me show you this. I have my silicone mat. Let me get a sponge. Let me, really quick. This is an old sponge. We don't sell these anymore, but they used to be. But any sponge would work, and I'm just going to cut a piece off of this one because it's old. All right, so I'm going to put my glue right here on my silicone mat. And this works for any small piece that you're trying to put glue on. I'm going to dab the glue with my sponge, and I'm just going to tap it across the back of where I want that glue to go. And hopefully I put enough. Let's see. Go up. Ta-da! So then you don't have glue all over the place. I'm going to put a little bit more. I'm going to do one more leaf. Let's do a long leaf, I think. Oh, that's not a long leaf. Okay. Oh, it fell. All right. Wow, everybody's watching today. How exciting is that? Thanks for joining me. Okay, I'm going to use the long one, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my sponge, I'm going to dab that up, and then I'm going to just put that on the back of my piece. And since it's all over, you can barely see it, but it's going to hold. It's enough. And then I'm going to show you what to do with the glue that's on your silicone mat when we're done. All right, doesn't really matter where those go. Okay, remember the silicone mat, what it looks like. Hold on to that thought. You put that aside. All right, so now let's put our flowers on. And I don't have a real plan. I'm just gonna put them on here. I'm gonna start with one. Let's start with a blue one and put a little bit of glue. Should have kept my mat, right? And then let's put one up. Let's put two up on dimensionals. And you can see through that. Stay with me. We're gonna do something with that in just a second. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put one here, but then I'm going to put a leaf. Let's see. Put one down just a little bit. Let's put one on our leaf there. And how about a blue one? We'll put another one. On that leaf. Okay, now you can see the holes. You can leave it that way. You can love it. You can not love it. But see, since I have dimensionals, I'm going to cover that. And I have the iridescent foil gems here on my desk, so that is what we're using for this. Monica, thanks for joining. Yeah, Lisa, are you talking about the thinking of you that was so simple? This could be any pattern. This could have been part of our fruit paper. It could be anything like that. This could have said happy birthday. It's a super simple, and like Cindy said, use the scraps that go across. That is an easy way to use scraps. I cut scraps all the time, and I think, what am I going to do with this? Before Christmas, I did a card that was just using strips. I can't even talk. Strips of, I had a whole bunch of cherry cobbler, garden green, and white strips, and we used those for to make a striped background, which was really fun. All right, so I'm just going to put these right on. Whoop, if I can do it correctly, right on my flower. On all the flowers, that's going to be the centers. You can use the whatever gem that you have. You could use rhinestones. You could use, I'm sure there's a boho blue, in colored dots, that kind of thing. But we're going to just use these foil gems, which actually kind of pick up a little bit of the coral color. I'm not sure if you can see that, but they pick that up. It's kind of and then it picks up the blue as well on there. Okay, so now you have centers for your flowers. Your flowers are not naked; they're completely finished. So we have that one, and then we have the male, more simple version for people who are not, who don't want to go through the trouble of die cutting flowers and leaves and whatever. Okay, so there is card number 2. Now card number 3, we're going to do a happy birthday. Now we're going to get into, we've done the fruit, we've done, I'm going to show you a couple of things from the big catalog, or the mini catalog, and a couple of things from Celebration with this one. So, all right, but before I do that, I want to show you the glue. Here's the glue that I did. You can literally take your finger and peel that off. And so it will be clean. I'm not going to clean the whole thing because obviously I haven't done that recently, but the liquid glue will just peel right off, and you can throw it in the trash. You can also wash this. You can wash it with soap and water and get it clean. So the silicone mat is an amazing tool to have in your stash. So like I said, I'm not going to clean it all the way for you, but you can see that it's peeling off there. Kind of reminds me a little bit of a sunburn, but anyway, the glue's going to peel off, and you can clean your mat that way. Okay. That's my tip for today. All right. Now, my third card. I did a little bit of prep work for this one. But I got glue on my sweater. Whoops. Okay. I did a little bit of prep work. And I did my embossing ahead of time because I don't have a good place to sit and emboss when I do the thing. So I used the flower from our stamp set, and I've embossed that in white. And I've embossed white on white. And so I've got that. And so I'm going bright colors with this one because I need a little brightness. All right, so I'm gonna use Melon Mambo, Gorgeous Grape, and then I've cut 2 tags, one in Melon Mambo and one in white from the Greetings of the Season bundle that is still around. I'm not sure it's still a bundle, but the dies are still around, and that's what I used. It has the little hole, so we're going to use that for ribbon. But first, let's get my card base. Okay, got that. Eventually, I'm going to glue this right onto my purple panel, and it's going to have just a skinny little border. But I want to put some color on here. So I'm going to use blending brushes, and I've got my Daffodil Delight, Gorgeous Grape, and Melon Mambo ink pads. Okay, I'm going to use the Daffodil Delight first. And I have 3 different blending brushes out here so I don't get them mixed up. And I'm just going to hopefully I don't shake the table too much. We'll see. All right, and I'm just going to start down in the corner. Actually, let me talk about this embossing for a little bit. It is difficult to see when you do white on white, or if you did black on black. It's a little bit hard to see when you first stamp the Versamark. So what I did was I stamped about 3, sometimes 4, where I could see them shine a little bit. I went ahead and I put the embossing powder on there. Then I did 3 more, and then I did it that way so that I could still see where I was embossing. So I just did it a little bit at a time, got all the powder on, and then I cooked it all at one time. So, and I think you can see that. You can see the shine of the flowers. All right, so I'm gonna use my yellow. I'm gonna start with that. And when you use your blending brush, start off the side, and then we're just gonna go across our paper. We're gonna go right over those flowers. I apologize for the shaking if you're dizzy. I'm gonna go a little bit more. We're gonna go over those flowers. And I had a paper towel in here. All right. Hopefully I still have one. If not, I'm gonna run and get that. Okay. Now, then I'm gonna go pink. I'm gonna go with the Melon Mambo. Use my other blending brush. You can rinse these out. Sometimes the color stays in, but as long as there's no color in there, you should be fine. But just make sure to let them dry really, really, really well, because if they're wet, they will not do what you want them to. All right, I'm gonna start off my paper and then do the same thing. Go right up against the yellow. If it goes over the yellow a little bit, that's okay. Kind of like a little rainbow. And I'm gonna come back this way, and like I said, you can see that I've gone over the flowers. Okay, and then we'll switch to our purple. Probably should put the pink away. Okay. And then my Gorgeous Grape. So we'll do the same thing with that. There's no right or wrong to how much or how little, how big your path across there is. All right, there we go. So we have kind of a tie-dye sort of bright look. I do have to grab a paper towel really quick. I'm really sorry. So I have the ink. Whew, now I'm going to be out of breath. I have the ink on across the flowers. I can just take my paper towel and I can wipe that, and that'll wipe the ink off of those flowers and brighten them up so they'll look a little more white. So we'll just rub all those, make sure that our so you can tell the difference. Okay. The purple covered that white. Sorry, I keep shaking the camera. All right, turn it this way so you can see. And just wipe that off. Now you can see that fun embossing powder. It might not all come off, but there we go. So we've got our flowers. Now, let's go ahead and attach that. Build our card. This one, let's see, I put the other one up on dimensional, so I'm going to put this one flat. I messed up on my first sample of this one, and it was because I couldn't see. Let me show you. I got too many flowers down here, so I tried to cover it up, but hopefully no one will notice. Send that to my, people who don't see as well, I guess. Okay, so got that. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on my card. This one is going to be landscape. Let's turn it this way because our die is too big really to go that way. Okay. Now before I attach that, we're going to stamp it, and I'm going to use the Gorgeous Grape ink. And happy birthday. Make sure I'm all inked up. Sure I can see my tag. Alright, so sometimes a simple stamp set, or what you think is a simple stamp set, can be paired with so many things. Alright, pretend that looks okay. We're gonna move on. A little bit of my purple there. I'll just come back in with the marker later and fix that. Put my tags a little bit off, a little bit askew, I think is the right word. Not usually a word I use in my everyday vocabulary, but I think that's the word. All right, so we've got our tags. Now, I'm going to use the Daffodil ribbon because it's thin and it'll work right here through this hole, hopefully. Took me a second on the first try. And you know how I operate, so we're gonna cut that, and then I'm gonna tie a knot so that I don't lose it back through there. But I wanted bigger than just one loop bow, so I'm just gonna, how about 3? Got my loops. Is that enough? Should I do one more? Let's go 3. All right. And since I already have my knot tied here, I can just lay that right on there. Lift it up. Got it backwards to my finger. It's stuck. Right, yesterday I could not have seen this very well. Like literally my upper eyelid was swollen. I could see my eyelid when I was looking forward. It was terrible. It was terrible. And if you know me, I'm going to tell on myself right now. If you know me, you know that eye doctors scare me. I can't get anything near my eye. It freaks me out. and I had to get eye drops. Oh my goodness. Went to the eye doctor. I had to get eye drops. I have to put eye drops in my eyes 4 times a day. And if my husband and I are still married by Saturday, we'll see how that works out. He had to put the eye drop in my eye last night. I did it myself this morning after 4 tries. I probably wasted half the bottle, but I got it in there, so I was kind of proud of myself. And so, anyway, so that's probably one of my biggest fears in the whole world is anything near my eyes. A friend of mine was like, "You needed the ointment," and I was like, "Oh, no, that's even worse." Because then I'd have to touch my eyeball, and that is not happening. All right, so we've got our yellow ribbon, our daffodil ribbon, our gorgeous grape ink, and our pink tag, so that ties everything together. The ribbon will stay put because it's through the loop. And then, like I said, I'm going to come back in with my purple marker and fix that. But I have one more thing here that we can embellish, and these are the purple adhesive back sequins. These are a free celebration item for if you spend $60. And so actually, I think I could use any of these on this card, and I think they would be great. Let's see. I used the purple ones on the light purple. I used light purple. I think I'm going to use the bright pink on this one. Oh, Lisa, that is a very generous offer that you have no idea what you're getting into, because Caden said I always cause a spectacle in public, and I would cause a spectacle. Like, I'm embarrassing. Like, it's terrible. It's terrible. But I greatly appreciate the offer. You would think much less of me. Anyway, I'm going to practice. I have to do it 4 times a day, so I've already done 1. I got 3 more to go. We'll see how that works. How that works out for me. All right, so I have my Celebration Gems. I have my Daffodil ribbon from the mini catalog. We've used 2 different designer series papers today. We've got another Celebration paper. We've got all the things. That's gonna bug me. I'm gonna get my ink right after this, right after I get done here. So Celebration, if you spend $60, you receive a free Celebration item. If you spend $120, there are 2 bundles or 2 items that are in there for that. So if you're a bigger spender and you want a bigger item, that's also fine, or you can get 2 of the regular ones. The cards that I made today, if you spend $60 in my online store between now and Sunday, I will send you the card kits for these, and you can stamp them at home with whatever. You'll get all the pieces. You can stamp those, and then so you get the card kits. You will get a Celebration freebie, and you'll get a Fun Fold class from me to be held in February. So I will put all that information in the comments or in the description. I thank all of you for watching. I think I've determined that Wednesday is probably a better day for me to do my lives. So at this point, I do plan to go live on Wednesdays at 11:30. So instead of Tuesday, I'm going to go live on Wednesdays and see how that works out, because Tuesdays seems to be, something always comes up. So Wednesday next week at 11:30, and we will be looking at, I actually have a schedule. We are going to look, I believe, at the Terrific Toadstools, the cute little mushroom bundle in the catalog. And it has designer series paper from Celebration as well. So I will look forward to seeing you all soon. Thanks for joining me, and have a great rest of your day.